Yo, what the deal is? It's T Money, and you are now watching the T Money podcast joint. And we chilling, man. Having a great day, man. What's going on, Stacks? What's happening, baby?
What's going on, T? You know.
Stacks is
it's loud over here. It's not quite as loud over here. We making moves.
How loud do you want it to be?
We making moves while we sitting still, and that's what I like about the T Money podcast joint.
We doing it like this, right?
You
We
know,
doing it like this, baby.
It's fluid.
We flowing right now. Yo, listen. So today we have a man of many talents. A man, Dondre, the boss of a clothing line that we will discuss right now, from a prison cell to living well. Mm-hmm. He's in here, and listen, he's a man of many talents, man, and this clothing line is significant, man, because it touches a lot of people, and that's why he's here today. Good people. What up, Dondre? What's happening, brother?
What's happening, T? Pleasure to be here.
Listen, man, I'm all right, baby.
Pleasure to be here, Stacks.
I'm all right, brother. I know you're doing your thing, you know, and we're always in support of people who are actually trying to do business, man, on their own, because it's difficult out this piece, man. It's difficult. It's not an easy thing, you know. So please talk to us a little about the brand, but more importantly, let's talk about you. You know, your origins. You know, obviously where you're from. You know, and you know how, you know, and let's build up to this whole thing about your clothing line, and let's see where, you know, what's to it. You know what I mean? Like what inspired you to do a lot of the things that you've done in your career to this point?
Okay. The genesis is pretty much I'm from Mount Vernon, USA.
Money earning
Mount Vernon, as they say. And as a young dude, I come through a lot of adversity. You know, come from a troubled household. Mom wasn't doing the best that she could do. You know, and she ended up, you know, using drugs a little bit until she got off it and got herself together. You know, I got a bigger up for that. She was strong enough to get off of it.
Congratulations.
But, yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
And you know, I had to pay for that. So, you know, to the mothers out there, you got to watch what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because it might end your kids up on the wrong road.
The karma.
Right. So therefore, you know, the me going left is a blessing that I made it back right. But me going left was that she didn't buy me no school clothes one year. I probably was like 11, 12 years old. She didn't buy me no school clothes. And I was just sitting there, and, you know, I just couldn't believe it, because she had a bag full of clothes, and they was just for my two little brothers, you know what I'm saying? And when she came in the house with all the clothes, I was like, ain't nothing in there for you? She was like, nothing is in there for you, because why am I buying you clothes if you're going to get kicked out of school? That's a waste of money. You ain't gonna be there.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You ain't gonna be there to wear it.
Right. Facts. Wow.
So I was like, oh, all right. So I went and I sat in front of the building, and I was sitting in front of the building. And the neighborhood drug dealer came through. He had a black Corvette. His name was E. I'll never forget him. And he had the drop top Corvette. He had the big rope chain with the big piece on it. Every time he get out his car, it's that the same song that Arabian Rakim paid in full. And I hear him coming up the block, that don't, and my spirits just got uplifted.
Right.
Once I heard the music, the spirits, it just uplifted me. And when he got out the car, I said, yo, E, man. He was like, what's up? He used to call me Red because I'm light-skinned. He said, yo, E. I said, yo, E, man. He said, what's up, Red? I said, yo, I'm ready. He was like, you ready? I was like, yo, man, I'm ready. He was like, you sure? I said, yo, man, I'm ready. All because my mom's ain't buy me no school clothes. But he went upstairs, and it took probably like 30 minutes. And I was sitting out there. I was all back into depression mode. Had my face in my hand, like, oh, man, can't go to school like this.
Right.
You have to be fresh.
Yeah. So he dropped the pack out the window. He was like, yo, do what you got to do. I said, all right, caught the pack. I never looked back. I've been hustling ever since. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I turned my negative into a positive now. So I'm hustling this. You know what I'm saying? That adversity brought out the best in me. You know what I'm saying? It taught me how to be a man, because from there, I had to take care of my two little brothers. I'm buying Christmas trees. I'm buying them clothes and everything. You know, Moms was pissed off because it was a negative thing. She didn't want me out there selling drugs, but you know, my little brothers got to eat. I got to put food on the table. So, you know, back then, you know, that was the thing to do. That was the thing to do. It's not like today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, you go get a job or whatever have you. You could have got a job back then, but the it thing to do was selling drugs back then. That was the it thing to do. And
But that's
probably
what
was
fell,
like
that's
11,
what fell in
12
your
years
lap too on the
Yeah.
strength. That's kind of like what fell in your lap. You know, it's not like, you know, you were there and then you were able to take advantage of the opportunity that was before you. You know what I mean?
You felt like your back was against the wall.
Right.
So in your mind at that age, it's like, I got to provide for myself. If you ain't going to do it, I got to do it because I'm not satisfied with where I'm at right now. And I'm not going to school like this.
Right.
Did you go to school, though?
Yeah, I went to school, and
You went
know,
shopping, too, right? You got
yeah,
fly?
I definitely went. I went shopping crazy, like, you know. And she was like pissed off, and you know, my mom's was a little lady, a little pretty little lady, and she was real bold, like, you know, she was real bold, and she pressed the dude. So I'm walking, we walking down the street, and I see E coming, and you know, I'm like behind her, like.
Oh, chill. Don't expose you right now. Don't expose you right now.
Say that.
Right.
And she walked right up to him, and he was every bit of 6 feet tall. My mom's probably was like maybe like 4'11" or something like that.
Right.
And she was like, "Yo, you got my son selling drugs?" And he was like, "Nah, why would I do something like that?" On the inside, I was like, "Yes, please, because this lady would kill me."
Right. Right. I hear you.
Yeah, so she pressed him, and he was like, "Nah, why would I do something like that? I would never do nothing like that." And you know, she was like, "All right, cause I'm watching you." You know, that was the end of that. But,
Right.
you know, time moved on. I went to another block, whatever have you. I left from over there. I went to another block, and I started to be real good at what I was doing.
Right.
Like I'm good at what I'm doing now. I started to be real good at what I was doing. I was making a lot of money, whatever. Went to another block, and one particular night, this is my very first time in jail. In jail, not prison, because jail and prison is two different things.
No question.
You know what I mean? This is my first time in jail, so I'm out there hustling in the blizzard. And I don't know if y'all know that song with P. Rock and C.L. Smooth when he say, meet in front of Big Lou's fighting in the street.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm hustling in front of Big Lou's, and I'm the only person out there in the blizzard, and the cops just keep circling and circling. They was giving me a chance to leave. They like, "Come on, what are you doing, you little idiot? Like, get out of here! Like,
Right.
it's a
Trying to get that
blizzard. You're the
last
only
dollar."
one out here. Like, what are you doing?"
Like you, this is obvious right now.
Yeah, it's like you're doing dumb stuff. So I was like, I was out there and I was just hustling. You know, I was moving too. I was making my money, and then they ran down on me or whatever have you. And they didn't even catch me with my stash. I went to jail for somebody else's stash.
Oh, wow, that's even worse. That's even worse.
Right, but that was God teaching me a lesson. So I went in for somebody else's stash, and after that I came out. You know, I was back to doing jackass shit.
So when you went to prison, I'm sorry, when you went to jail, let's be clear.
Right.
What year was this?
That my very first time in jail, it had to be like 89. 89 was my very first time in jail. And it was a bunch of us in there that's young dudes that's from around my way. We ended up in Valhalla. That's the facility up there around my way. Everybody from Westchester, they go to Valhalla.
Right.
Now, if you get caught over there past 241st Street, you Rikers is out of material.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So we made it our business not to get caught past 241st Street.
No question. Everybody want to go to Rikers.
You ain't going to the alley.
No,
you know what I'm saying? But
that's facts.
But it was you know, it was like it's wild. It was wild in there. You know, it was wild in there. They was doing all kinds of stuff. The illest thing I see was somebody had the chain sheet, and the chain sheet had the numbers to each phone. So you know, you get to dial the hallway phone and say, "Yo, send such and such on a visit. He got a visit." You pick up the phone, and then everybody be waiting for you in the hallway.
Oh.
Wow.
So you come out all fresh
Right,
and think
they
you got a
beat you up.
visit, and they dress you up in the hallway.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I seen them do that a couple of times. I seen some harsh things, man.
Yeah, I'm quite sure, man. First of all, prison life is not strength, even though it's glorified. You know, they should talk about. I saw something the other day where Chuck Chuck D from Public Enemy said, they glorify prison a lot, thinking that prison is something that should be glorified to the point where there's so many people that just don't care to go to jail, right, until they actually get in jail for the first time, or prison for that matter, and especially when they go to prison when they know they're going to be there for a while, and the first night they're in jail, they're crying all night, right?
I would too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
I think
it's like a vibe like people don't even discuss, like, you know, how stressed they are and upset they become, thinking that it was going to be sweet, but it's not. That's just a sweet thing. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sure you went through a lot when you went.
Yeah, as me, the first time in there, 16 years old. You know,
16.
I was 16 when that happened. I was 16, and my very first night in there, I was like, you know, I had mixed emotions, like, you know, what's gonna happen, like how long I'm gonna be in here. This before you learn the judicial system,
right? Before you understand it.
Before you understand the judicial, because when you in there, it's jailhouse lawyers and
no
don't
question.
go for that. Don't take that. Go to trial. Like, you know, you got people. Yeah, dude, don't worry about that. Shorty, you gonna get out the next time.
Right.
Whatever have you. You know, I went to a couple of court dates and they let me out, but the first court date I thought I was going home, and when I didn't go home, it broke my heart.
right. I know that's right.
Imagine.
It broke my heart, you know. But God threw everything for a reason, because I learned so much from just being on the wrong side of things, you know. And it's so easy to do the right thing, man. It's real easy. To the young kids out there, just do the right thing, because that's not where you want to be. Because the way the incidents happen in there, it's a slight chance that you might die, and it's a slight chance that you might end up there for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you're not going to let nobody do nothing to you if you're a stand-up individual.
Right.
You're not going to just let anybody do nothing to you. So if you got to defend yourself, just imagine you just defending yourself and you end up killing somebody in there.
Yeah. Then now you
because you can't just do something to somebody in there. You have to overdo it for the next person to know, don't try you.
You're making a statement.
Right.
Yeah.
So it has to resonate. Mm-hmm. So you got to be careful with the overdoing it, because you might end up killing somebody in there. Right. And that's not what you want. Right. And I know a lot of people in there that's not coming home right now that they wish that they was home. So all of that to the young kids out there say, I want to go to jail and this, that, and the third. That's not what you want to be, because everybody I know that's about it, they want to get out. Mm-hmm. They want to be with their family.
Right.
And you lose a lot while you in there.
Especially time and having to relearn things, right? Having to learn how to. Okay, so first of all, like, how long was your sentence?
My sentence was 8 1/3 to 25. That was my bid. 8 1/3 to 25. I ended up doing 14 years out of the 8 1/3 to 25 for the simple fact, when Pataki came into office, he did all work release for violent felons. If you had a violent crime,
you would consider a violent felon.
Yeah, I would consider a violent felon.
God bless you, man.
Right.
14 joints. That's not. You can't do that standing on your head, man. You know what I mean? That's official right there, man. Salute to you.
Appreciate that. But that's what he did when he came into office. And you know, my lawyer was like, with my case, he was like, listen, at this particular time I'm 19. On the next one, I'm 19 years old. And the lawyer came and said, listen, take the 8 1/3 to 25. You'll be home in 6 years. You'll be 25 years old, and you'll be back in action. You'll get work release and all of that. So in the course of me taking the 8 1/3 to 25, Pataki came into office and just deaded everything.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
So no work release, nothing. That's it. So when I go to my first board, when I go to my first parole board,
right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm going home.
Right.
I'm thinking I got this. I'm going home. And I get in there, and I remember the lady. I remember the first thing she said, like, no, good afternoon, nothing. She was like, it seems you're a little bit out of your time. So I was like,
he was probably like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, right. I didn't get what she was talking. I said, what? She was like, yeah, it just seems to hear from what I'm reading, you was in a Western.
What?
This is a Western. What I'm reading right here is a Western.
A Western? Explain that. I don't understand.
It was a big shootout. Like you got
Wow.
people shooting over here, he's shooting
Like
over
that.
here, he's
Okay.
shooting over
Wow.
here, he's
Like the
shooting,
Wild
he's shooting,
West.
they shooting,
Yeah.
everybody's shooting. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Everybody's shooting.
Right. Where'd that come from?
That come from, when you get with the wrong crowd, and your mind is the right crowd. You get with the wrong crowd, right? They're advocate for the foolishness.
Yeah. They're gonna amp you up.
It's no, yo, don't do that.
Right.
It's they got it. Oh, they got to know it's us. Back then
Right.
it's all about your reputation
Right.
coming through. So you flexing power instead of purpose.
They want the smoke.
Right.
Right.
So, in the course of that, we got into it with some older dudes. They was tough dudes. They was tough. I give it to them. They was tough, but they wasn't willing to go to the extreme that we was willing to go.
Yeah, because they probably knew where they were going if they had to do that.
But we was younger than them. The
They
brain
know.
is not developed until you're 25 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they had more of a conscious mind than what we did. They was doing what they had to do though.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. They shot a couple of us.
Right. Okay. And there it is.
Wow.
And there you
But
go.
I wasn't gonna be the one to get shot. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be that one to get shot.
Thank God you didn't get shot, brother.
Yeah, but it was a couple things going on, and you can't go past this block or go past this block, and then once one person went over, everybody was like, "Hey, over here," and just started. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm the only one to get locked up.
Oh, really? Right.
So in
the
her
shit.
eyes, you're a part of that Western. So she added more time.
No, she didn't add more time. She just felt as though I wasn't fit for society.
Oh,
That's what she felt.
and in that they added more time because of that.
Well, how the parole board goes, either you go to the parole board, either they could let you go, or they could give you 6 months, more months if they feel you ain't ready. They could give you a year, or the most they could give you is 2 years.
And how old were you at the time? 25.
I went to my first parole board. I was around that age, from 1908. Yeah, I'm 26.
26.
26 when I went to my first parole board.
Okay, so she didn't think that you were ready to be outside.
Right.
You knowing yourself now, do you think you were ready to be outside?
At that particular time, no.
But in your heart, you were. But knowing what you know now, you weren't.
Knowing what I know now, I wasn't. And the reason why I felt as though it was time for me to go home at that particular time, because when I got locked up, my baby mother was pregnant with my son, and my son was in her stomach when I got locked up. So my main motivation was I got to get back out there to my son.
take care of your
I
son.
can't
Right.
leave her out there by herself like that, because people don't know what it's like when you get on the phone inside the jail and you call home, and you hearing your girl or your baby mother crying, saying, I need you, yelling and screaming, and it's what could I do? I can't speed up the court process.
Right.
Right.
I mean, and then at night, you know what I'm saying, it's resonating in your head
Right.
that you left somebody out there like that.
As a man, that becomes really difficult.
Yeah.
You're really interested, first off, to take care of your family and to be there for them. And then, and society is telling you, no, you can't go anywhere. You're locked up. So what do you do? You know what I mean? So it gets to be really tough. So how long after this? So how long was it before you got out?
And they hit me 2 more times after that with 24 months.
Why did they hit you 2 more times?
Because they had it out for the violent anybody.
Oh,
that had
violent
a
fellas because of the
crime,
new law,
They
right?
wasn't letting them out.
Right.
If you had a violent crime, they didn't want you in society
Period.
at that particular time, because dudes was coming home making it bad for the dudes that wanted to change or did change. They was coming home catching new ones,
Catching new bodies.
new bodies, new shootings, whatever the hell they was doing.
Right.
And then you come walking around the yard and everybody like, you had a shot and you messed it up.
Right.
We
Right.
ain't talking to you.
Right.
Put your head down.
Facts.
Go in the corner. You looking stupid right now. left your family out there. You're looking dumb right now. Get out our face.
Right. Right.
That's good that you pulled them up on that, because if they had an opportunity to go home again, then just because you guys treated them that way, then it's just like, yeah, I got to get it together. Not just for me, because I can't face them when I go back.
Exactly.
Everybody disappointed. You know what I mean? You disappoint your family, you know, because you're doing time. And then you disappoint your brothers that's in when you come back because you went out and you couldn't get yourself together. Yeah. How did you develop a mind state to stay strong while you were in? Like, where did that strength come from?
Well, there was some guys in there that was older than me. God always blessed me to be around some individuals that was older than me that showed me certain things. Like, for a prime example, I was on the phone one time and I called home and I was asking my mom or my grandma to send me some money or send me something like that. He was asking. So when I got through off the phone, he came over there and said, "Yo, come here, let me talk to you." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "Yo, don't let me hear that again." I said, "What you talking about?" He said, "Yo, who put you in here? Did they put you in there?" I was like, "No." He was like, "All right then. So if the same thing goes on in the street, same thing goes on in here, you better hustle and stop taking them people through something that you did. Stop taking them through that. They don't have to send you nothing. If they send you something, it's a blessing. You take it as a blessing. If not, stick your chest out and do what everybody else doing here. Stop calling home asking for money." So that made me stand up.
Right.
That really made me stand up. And, and I'm sitting back and I'm looking back on it, like that was like the best advice he could give me. And then, as time went by, my grandmas and my moms, they was like, "Yo, why you don't be calling?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I got it. If you decide to send me something, I appreciate it, but I'm good. I'll figure it out. I figured it out in here. I got it." And then from there, the environment that I was in, I became one of the people controlling the environment.
You stood up for yours.
I stood up for mine, and I started
10 toes down, brother.
I started to use my mind in a proper way, the way it's supposed to be used. You flexing purpose instead of power. When you got in there, you flexing power instead of purpose.
Right. So when you got out, when you eventually got out, what was the first thing you did?
The first thing I did was
maybe not the first thing, T. Like, we want to talk about
yo, I didn't even get a chance to do that.
I'm not even on that point.
What he talking about?
I'm not even on that point. And that's not what this show is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not what this show is about. But that's not what I'm discussing. We're talking about his business acumen and how he worked to try to generate income to support his family. Okay, Goldie, listen,
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Because it's a heavy topic. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
Just
that's
breaking
right.
it up a little bit.
No, that's right.
Go ahead.
The first thing I did was the first meal I had was IHOP when I first came home. Okay. It was the morning time, and the jail food is garbage. Yeah. So when I had that IHOP that morning, I tasted every single ingredient.
I know that's right.
You can.
Them pancakes and slamming and whatever you had.
I had strawberry French toast, scrambled egg and cheese, and turkey sausage. That was my first meal. That was the very first thing I did. The second thing I did was my brothers, right? My brothers came to get me, and as we in the IHOP eating, they was like, "Yo, we got to tell you something." So I'm like, "What?" They was like, "Yo, we going to see grandma, and grandma got Alzheimer's now, so she might not remember you." So I was like, "So why y'all didn't tell me this while I was in there? Like, why you wait till I get out to tell me?" They was like, "Nah, we didn't want to stress you out. You was going through enough already." So I was like, "All right, come on, take me over there." We go over to the old folks' home and stuff like that. My grandma, she has her little friends and stuff around. They playing bingo and they playing and stuff like that. And my brothers walk me in there. I walk behind them. And the ladies was like, they called my grandma sis. They was like, "Sis, your grandbabies is here with a new guy." And, she looked over and she finished playing. And then, once they stepped aside, they was like, "Yo, we got a surprise for you." And I walked through and the Alzheimer's was gone. She remembered me. She was waiting for me.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's dope. You grandma's baby.
and she was hugging me like one of them real tight hugs, and the whole old timers home was just, oh God, that's her baby.
That's dope. That's dope. You never know as it relates to Alzheimer's how that works. Because some stuff they've committed to memory, and some stuff they just totally forget.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It gets to be a bit much, but that's a blessing.
yeah. She remembered me, and you know I took care of her all the way to the end. The same way she did me, I took care of her all the way to the end.
Nice.
To the end.
That's fact.
I feel good about that.
That's fact.
Then the next thing I did, I had to go get my son now. Now I got to go get my son. Now, I made the parole board. They said I can go home. I calls home. I'm coming home. My baby mom's died.
Oh, wow.
When?
Wow.
She died probably like a month before I got there.
Oh my God.
So they come up to the visit and tell me. So I'm like, yo, like I was fucked up.
How she
I'm
died?
like,
You don't
shit.
mind?
She had the aneurysm.
She had aneurysm.
Oh, that goes undetected. I'm so
Right.
sorry.
Yeah. So
Wow.
now I got to get my son. And my son, you know, he got attached to the stepfather. But I don't care about that. Now I got to get my son. Go get my son. And that was the second thing I did. He was at the after school program. And when I walked in there, his aunts and everybody was like, nobody told me you was getting out. I said, yeah, I know. Let me get my boy, though. And she ran off. And when she ran off, she came back. When she said, why you ain't tell me he was getting out?
Right. Right.
Yeah, but I got my boy. And then from there, we just started to, you know, develop the relationship. Like I was telling Velvet earlier, that when you go to prison, and when you come back, it's up to the kids if they want to accept you back in their life.
That's true.
It's up to them. It's
their
not.
it's
It's
their
not up
decision.
to you.
Right.
Facts. That's a fact.
It's not up to you.
It's their decision.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Because they have questions that they want to ask you. They want to know why you was gone.
Right.
They want to know was what you was doing worth missing all of this good stuff.
Right.
The first walk, the first talk, the first day of school.
Right.
They want to know, was it worth that? They ask you these questions.
No question.
Yeah. And it's deep. It's deep. You when you're doing wrong stuff or whatever have you, your family is affected by it. When your moms go to work and all of that, and you in the newspaper, and people her job is asking, yo, what's up with your son? You in the damn newspaper. Your mom's is embarrassed.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Because you're an embarrassment now to the family as a whole.
Your mom's is embarrassed.
Right.
Not only your moms, your aunts, your uncles,
Yeah, you're
everybody,
right.
your
The
whole
whole
family.
family
is embarrassed. You in the newspaper.
Yeah.
You on Channel 5.
They get the phone calls.
Yeah.
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 They calling phone going off the hook. What happened? What happened? They know damn well what happened. What happened? What's going on with him? You ain't doing your job.
Right.
They want to be the first one with the story. Well, I called her and she said,
No question.
I called her. She told me.
Yeah.
So you linked up with your son. Apparently, you and your son came together, and everything was everything. So moving forward, I know you got the clothing line from a prison cell to living well. So talk to us about. Cause I know there were steps leading up to that, and there were challenges. So talk to us in regards to your challenges in regards to leading up to that, and how you eventually came to actually having the clothing line, and
And what does that mean from a prison cell to living?
yeah,
well?
what's
Like,
the story
what does that mean
behind?
to
What's
you?
your story behind that?
All right. So the thing is this. One particular day, while I'm doing the 14 years, I'm walking around the yard, and I said to myself, I said, yo, I ain't do this time for nothing. Like, this ain't happened to me for nothing. I got to make something of it. And one of the old timers came to me and was like, yo, you about to get out, right? And I can't get out. So I want to live through you. Excuse me with this thing right here.
It's okay.
I want to live through you, right? So I don't want you to be one of them guys that come in and out of here, and then when you see me, you put your head down. I want you to represent for me, and represent and get out there and do something positive, and don't never come back here. So when I turn on the TV set or I hear something about you, I could say, yo, that's Dre. He did what he said he was going to do. So from that, it resonated in my head, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go from a prison cell to living well. That's what I'm going to be.
Right.
That's going to be the mantra. That's going to be the mantra. And from when I got out, and after I took care of my business with my grandmas and my son and everything, I've been pushing this. I've been pushing it, and yo, it's been working for me. I've been really taking it there. This is who I am. They don't even call me my name no more. They call me from a prison cell to living well wherever I go.
And I see you're spreading your influence around to so many people. You know what I mean? And is there and you deliver this message of, of doing right while you're here and not going to jail or to prison. You know what I mean? And now you speak to the youth as well, right?
Yeah, I speak to youth. I incorporated etiquette classes. I mean, my father wasn't there for me to help me tie a tie, right? So I do things. I do things like ties and tacos, right?
Nice.
That's deep. That's dope.
Nice.
So I show the little kids how to tie a tie and stuff like that. The stuff that I always wanted to learn.
Right.
My son had to teach me how to tie a tie. I didn't know.
Wow, how deep is that? Man? That's dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So
But that's really commendable of you. And you had time, while you were away to mature and really reflect and say, I'm not gonna come back here. You had some OGs in there that's like, like big brothers that's like, look, like they said, make them proud. And in that, you're showing the next generation, how to conduct themselves in the street and in the boardroom by teaching them how to tie a tie. You can know what's going on out here, but you don't have to be of this. You could be from here, not of it.
there you go. There you go.
I think that's amazing that you're doing that. And there's a lot of people that can relate, to having served time and coming home and living well. So can you speak to the differences? Like, okay, there may be somebody that you were locked up with, right, that's coming home and they in the same habits. Have you run into anybody that might have been talking all great in a letter to somebody, when I come home, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You see them now, they're not doing that. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I seen plenty of that, but those particular guys like wasn't in my circle. Like,
Good.
They wasn't in my circle when I was in there. The guys that was in my circle, they all living well.
All progressive.
All of them, and I call them every day, and I say how proud I am of them. Like they all wear my clothes, and they support everything I do, and they've been there for me. Like I never like been really like out of work from the first day I got out. One of the guys I was locked up with, he called me up. He said, welcome home. He said, yo, I got a job for you. I don't know if you want to do it. I was like, what is it? And he was like, yo, we got to boot cars. I was like, boot cars? What's that? He was like, you got to put a boot on the car. I was like, well, look, come on, let me come over there and see what's going on. And for everybody that leave the parking lot, if you ain't shopping in that particular area, we got to put a boot on your car.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first job. And I bought my first car with that job right there.
Nice.
But it was a struggle.
I'm sure.
It was a struggle.
Right,
They was
no,
fighting.
it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
want
They
that
come
boot.
back. Take that dick. Take it off now. Yo, one day he booted my uncle, yo.
Oh.
Yeah, he booted my uncle, right? So I just put a boot on somebody's car, and then I come walking off, and I see my uncle back, because my uncle is 6 feet. I see his back. I know his walk. So I said, yo, you booted him? He said, yeah, he left the park. I said, that's my uncle, man. Take that shit off.
Right, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
But that was my first job. And then from there, everybody that I was locked up with, like, they always put me in the right direction. We always there for each other, always. In every circumstance, we always there for each other. So, I've been blessed. I picked the right circle. And I made it out of there with no cuts and scars on my face. Not because I'm the toughest person in the world. It's just the cast that I had.
Right.
We all stood by each other. We all helped each other out. And it all resonated to the street now.
You were blessed.
Yeah, and it's also the way you carry yourself. You're strong.
Appreciate
You're
that.
strong and you're not gonna be broken. So if you walk with that, nobody's gonna really test that. They're gonna accept you because they see themselves in you. You know?
That's no question.
Yeah.
And so you were telling me you were putting together a documentary,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
Documentary is be coming soon. It's gonna be pretty much like what we just was talking about here, but more in the depth or whatever have you. I got a trailer out. It's on Instagram. You can check me out at Dondre the Boss on Instagram,
right.
and you can check out the trailer. But
And the trailer, and not the trailer, the documentary itself is produced by a former T-Money podcast joint producer, my man Shy, right?
yeah, Shy
Shy-
HD TV.
No doubt, my boy Shy. Salute to Shy, man. What's up, Shy?
Salute, Shy.
Salute.
Yeah, man. Shy gets a lot of props, man. You know, Shy is the one I spoke to initially about doing this podcast, and he gave me a lot of direction, man. I'm forever in his debt and gratitude, man. Thank you, Shy. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so that's cool, man. So when can we expect to see that?
Early 2025.
Okay.
We doing some editing coming out, and the editing is going dope. We edit every Sunday, and,
Right.
and we almost finish.
Okay, that's what's up, brother.
You have another mantra though on a different hat. What does that one say? Something about victory and preparation. I think.
Yeah, victory loves preparation. That's my other thing I got going on. That's pretty much you're not going to attain victory without preparing for it.
Yeah, no question.
You're not going to attain it. You're not going to get the win if you don't prepare for it, Yankees.
You know what? This show is over.
They
It's
got
time for me
very
to
far,
go.
though. They did get very far.
Thank you, Don. I'm out of here. See you later.
They pissed me the hell off, man.
Yeah, I was pissed off myself. That's my team.
Pissed me the hell
But
off.
we got 27 rings, so let's not be greedy. You know, let's spread the wealth.
No, let's be greedy because I know people in other states, and they was just trolling me like,
Right.
"What happened to your boys? What happened to your boys? What happened to your
That's
boys?
all right.
What
That's
happened
all
to your
right.
boys?"
That's all right.
But I'm still diehard Yankee fan.
Yeah,
I'm still New York. I'm
No
New
doubt.
York. Everything is New York.
Well, I'm in Knicks mode right now, so let's see what happens with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yo, so tell everybody, these are your cameras here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell our viewing audience where they can find you and where they can pick up some of this beautiful gear, man. Thank you very much for bringing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is we everybody doing our thing right here.
Yes,
I feel so
yes.
I feel so comfortable.
You feel comfortable.
I feel so comfortable.
Yes,
Just tell them there where they can find you, Dondre, and where they can purchase your gear.
You can find me at Dondre the Boss on Instagram, Caesar Pulliam on Facebook, and I ship and I deliver as of right now. I'm setting up the my account where you can get it offline. I should have that real soon. And other than that, all you got to do is just inbox me and I'll get it to you ASAP. You have it within 2 or 3 days.
Okay, there you go.
If
See?
not, I'll drop it off at the house and you have it at 1 day.
Stop playing.
He said, "Pull up on me."
That's right.
No,
Stop
he gonna
playing.
pull up on you. He gonna pull up on you.
Stop
That's right.
playing.
I'll pull right up.
No doubt, baby. Yo, this is the T-Money Podcast joint. We in the building. My man, Dondre.
You have gone from a prison cell to living well.
No question, man. Salute to you, brother.
Toast
All right.
it up.
That's
Toast it up.
it.
Salute to you. Salute to you, man.
Health and wealth.
No question, brother. No
Exactly.
question, brother. All day, man. Just listen, check out this episode. Check out all the other episodes we've done. Our next shoot will be our 3-year anniversary. And stay tuned for that. Okay. Drink well and be merry, man.
Yes.
Peace, my man.
That's
My
it.
man Dre in the building. We out of here. Peace, 2 fingers.
Health and wealth.
Money Podcast joint.